What's up, bro? So today I wanted to just talk, make a quick video about how to completely change your life in just 1 year. And we're going to be doing this based off of habits. So I've got a list here. I just brainstorm for a bit, based on my self-improvement journey. What are the habits that I have taken? What are the habits that I have basically started to do that have essentially changed my life, right? In the last year, my life last year was very different from what it is now, and in a positive way, in a good way. And these are sort of the main kind of reasons, and I want you to be able to take these, and I've tried to make them simple and quite applicable. I want you to be able to take the advice I give you today and actually go ahead and apply it, so this video actually helps you rather than you just watching it randomly. And the last habit on this list is something that I learned from a book that I read called The Millionaire Fast Lane, and this is one of the best pieces of advice I can possibly give you, and I'll save that for the end of the video. So first things first, what is the first things that we need to sort out if we're starting from rock bottom? You don't really like your life right now, and you're not really doing anything about it. What's the easiest place to start from? So the easiest place to start from is with your physical health and your physical appearance. So the first habit that we need to build is we need to start going to the gym regularly, consistently going to the gym, weightlifting specifically, right? So we're going to be getting into bodybuilding. We're going to be learning all different techniques on YouTube. There's some videos on this channel you can look up about fitness and exercise and weightlifting. So we're going to be doing, push-pull legs or something like that, right? Whatever you start out as, and go to the gym and actually just start training if you're not already. This is by far the single kind of greatest habit that I've built up that's just hugely improved my life, right? So when I first started this self-improvement journey, I've talked about it all the time, but my self-improvement journey truly did start when I first lifted up that first dumbbell. When I first started weightlifting, that was when it all changed for me, when my mindset changed. It teaches you discipline, it teaches you how to be consistent, it teaches you how to actually give a shit about your body or your physique, and to actually put work into something that otherwise, you might not have been working on before. So yeah, weightlifting, this is the first habit we're going to build, right? And you can literally, it can start to feel weird for you not to go to the gym if you've been consistent with it for maybe 4 weeks, right? So 4 weeks, that's the first thing we're going to do, weightlifting. Okay. The second habit is something that is a bit harder to do, and this is not drinking alcohol. So this is something that I did quite late on into my self-improvement journey. So I was on self-improvement, weightlifting, doing all the good habits, right? But I was still drinking alcohol on a weekend with my friends. So, we would go out and drink alcohol pretty much every weekend, usually on a Thursday. And I would only have maybe 1 or 2 drinks, right? So not a lot of alcohol. But the next day, I would just not be sharp. And if you're like me and you work a job, you work a 9 to 5, or you go to school, you're busy Monday to Friday, right? You can't be doing your intensive, kind of heavy brain power thinking work. During the week, it's just too difficult. So we need to be able to do it on a weekend. Weekends are your biggest superpower right now. Jesus, the sun's bright. Holy shit. Can you even still see me? Fuck, I don't know. So yeah, quit drinking alcohol, right? It's difficult to do. If you are drinking alcohol currently, it's hard. But when you go out with your friends, listen, just get a non-alcoholic beer, just get a Diet Coke, whatever. This habit takes a bit longer to break, but it's, I was able to kind of stop drinking really consistently after 2 months of doing this. Okay, so the second big thing we're going to focus on, and it kind of ties into the last habit, is minimizing vices, minimizing the things that we're reliant on to make us happy, right? So what we need to do, this is all about dopamine detox. We need to essentially stop constantly spiking our dopamine, because the way dopamine works is when you spike your dopamine, you end up having a equally opposite kind of drop in dopamine afterwards. But the drop in dopamine is always bigger than the spike. So you can spike your dopamine up, and then it drops down below baseline. And then if you spike it up again, it drops down further below baseline, and and then you have this downward trend. So people who get addicted to TikTok, addicted to smoking, addicted to drinking alcohol, addicted to porn, addicted to video games, they just spike the dopamine so much that their dopamine goes down, rock bottom. And this is how people end up literally becoming depressed, right? So how do we change our lives in 1 year? And quick, simple thing to do, minimize how much dopamine you're spiking in your system throughout the day, right? So what does this involve, right? First habit that I was able to break is stop watching porn. Second habit, I was able to stop playing video games. Third habit, I was a big smoker, started off cigarettes, and then I went on to vaping, vaped for 2 years straight, finally managed to stop vaping. I can't lie to you. Where is it now? I've lost them. Anyway, I have these little nicotine things. So I've got one here. So, okay, that was in the bin. So I use like these little, I'm not saying to use these by the way at all. I'm just saying I started using these nicotine pouches. I think you can get, they're called like Zyn or whatever. And not exactly proud that I still kind of rely on nicotine, to be honest, because that is kind of a bad thing. I fully accept that it is. But it's just something you could do if you are like, I know a lot of young guys and guys my age are like serial vapors and just can't stop vaping. Like when I'm walking around the street, I just see people vaping all the time. And I used to be just the same. So you could try that as an alternative, or like nicotine gum or something, right? Anyway, yeah, minimize the vices, okay? So dopamine detoxing. Stop spiking your dopamine. Stop doing pleasurable, fun things all the time throughout the day, constantly, right? You're just spiking your dopamine too much, and it's going to make you unmotivated, and it's going to make you essentially just feel sad all the time. And all these vices are just holding you back from your actual potential, right? They're distractions, things that you could be doing, right? It's a form of procrastination. Yeah, you want to get some work done, you want to do your homework, you want to like study for your exams, whatever it is, you need to go to the gym, you need to do all this stuff, but you're distracting yourself with video games, with social media, with this kind of stuff, right? That's another big one, social media. I've talked about it before on the channel, but I was able to actually quit social media. I've not had social media for about 8 months now, which is crazy to think about, because I used to be so addicted to social media. And the fact that I don't have social media is just like, yeah, it's just mad, right? And that was a really difficult thing to get over as well. So yeah, on my list, I've got, yeah, smoking, vaping, social media, porn. I've got drugs as well. I mean, I never really took drugs, but if you're like smoking weed all the time or something, or like even worse, like cocaine or whatever, yeah, just, I mean, that's obvious, right? Stop taking drugs. So these are like the quick, simple things you can do, right? Clean up the vices. And then the first thing was obviously weightlift. And then what is the next thing? Okay, the next thing is you need to get outside and walk every day. This might seem like a weird one, and it might not seem as obvious maybe as the other two, right? The physical appearance, or physical health, and then the vices. But actually getting outside for a walk is one of the biggest reasons today why I feel so motivated and just so like happy with the path that I'm on in life, right? When I go outside for walks, that's where I come up with my video ideas. That's where I'm able to sometimes listen to podcasts and like upskill myself. I get the fresh air. I get to just be outside, right? I remember when I was like 15, 16, I used to literally spend hours and hours, like, well, the entire day. I used to literally just wake up. If it was like the summer holidays, right? So you're at school, you break up for summer in the UK, we break up for like 6 weeks. I literally used to just wake up, get out of bed, get straight into this chair, turn around, and I would just load up my PS4 and I would literally just play GTA for the entire day with my friends. Wouldn't go outside at all, wasn't doing any of this stuff, eat whatever I want. All right, when I'd stop playing GTA at like 8 o'clock at night, I'd go to bed with my laptop watching YouTube videos, and then I'd go to sleep, right? I used to never get outside, and it was just so bad thinking back to it now. And I really think you can change your life in literally a year or less if you can just quit the dopamine quit the dopamine intensive activities like video games, like porn, like Netflix. And then also just combine that with like going outside into nature, getting into the fresh air, like going for walks and doing that cardio. Like a walk is literally scientifically proven to release so much like longer lasting dopamine with nowhere near as big of a trough like once the dopamine goes up, because it's not a sharp steep spike, it's a gradual increase, and you'll just feel good for doing it. And what I do is I go for a morning walk every day, unless I'm like waking up early for work or whatever, but I'll try and go for a morning walk every day. And you know, just 20 minutes down the road, usually go to Greg's, get a black coffee, walk back, right? Simple as that. Gets the steps in, gets your heart rate up a little bit. You're outside, you're in the fresh air. It's just an amazing way to start your day. And there's just so many other benefits with it, but I'll go into that into another video. And the last thing we need to focus on in order to completely change our lives is we need to find something we are passionate about that we can work on. So remember when I said getting rid of all the vices, all of the dopamine dependent activities like video games, like porn, Netflix, well, that takes up a lot of time, right? That was all the stuff you were doing before. You're going to get rid of all that stuff now. Okay, what's left further to do? right? You need to fill in that void now in the day with some actual meaningful work, right? What are you actually going to do? And you need to find something you're passionate about. So I did a video recently on drop shipping and how when I was younger, when I was just starting out in my entrepreneurial journey, right, I was really into drop shipping. I was really into Amazon FBA. I wanted to just do the businesses that made the most money, the hot businesses at the time. And I didn't realize that it was so important that we need to be working on something we're actually passionate about. So I was just doing it because it sounded cool on paper. It sounded like an easy way to make money, but I just didn't care about drop shipping. I didn't care about the products I was selling. I didn't care about my customers. I didn't care about any of this stuff. So I didn't make any sales. I didn't make any money from that. And it was just a pointless waste of time, right? I guess I learned a bit about Facebook ads, right? And maybe like making Shopify websites. Okay, that's fine. But it was a waste of time. And you need to work on something you're passionate about so you can actually be consistent with it, right? So this YouTube channel, for example, I'm passionate about self-improvement. I'm passionate about, well, because I'm still on self-improvement. I'm still learning so much myself. Why don't I put that into my work and that be my work, me telling you about it, right? Me giving you advice about self-improvement. Why can't that be my work? Because I'm passionate about it, right? So it just makes sense. You need to find something that you're passionate about. And then the most important part is you need to find a way to actually monetize that and to actually like start earning money from that, right? Because a huge part of changing your life is getting out of the situation that you're currently in. Now, this is a part that I haven't fully figured out yet. Well, I guess not figured out, but actually completed, right? So I'm still working a full-time job, and my biggest goal right now is to build up this YouTube channel and build up the things and work on the things I'm passionate about to actually become my full-time income, which is a big part of self-improvement, right? There's nothing wrong with wanting to make money. There's nothing wrong with entrepreneurship. So that is my current main focus, right? Is that. So you need to find something similar. What can you work on every day? What can you allocate your hours to every day that you can work on, that you're passionate about, that is going to basically feed into your like purpose, right? That's aligned with your purpose. And this is the quote that I got from a book called The Millionaire Fast Lane, which is a great book. I recommend literally anyone on self-improvement or anyone interested in business and stuff to read. And it's basically taking yourself from being a consumer to a producer. So everything in this video that I've talked about, all the habits, everything that you can do over the next year to just change your life is all about taking yourself from being a consumer who's just, consuming content, consuming food, consuming time out of your life, to becoming a producer, right? Using that time to produce something, to give something back to the world, to add value to the world, right? Add value to yourself, right? Going to the gym, actually respecting yourself, not taking drugs, not drinking alcohol every day, right? It's all about taking yourself from being a consumer to a producer. And when you can think like that, if you just think, right, in the day, what have I produced today? What have I added to the world today? That is just a great mindset that you can have. That's just going to make you feel more motivated each day, because you can be consistent. You can actually measure yourself on it in terms of like, what output has been put out today? And I think a great way to do this is content creation. So whatever it is that you're passionate about, why don't you start a YouTube channel on it, right? It might not do very well at the start, but I've done videos on this before, talking about being consistent, talking about how to manage the rewardlessness at the start of like a YouTube channel, for example. But you could produce other things, right? You could produce like a product or something, right? You could literally produce artwork or something like that. There's so many other ways you can do this, and it goes so in depth, and there's so much stuff I could talk about and so many videos I can make on this, but I just want to implant that into your mind for now is, be a producer and stop being a consumer and start producing, start giving back to the world. And you should see good things start coming your way. Right, mate, thank you for watching the video. Hope it helped in any way. And remember, just improve yourself by 1% every day and you will get there. See ya.